Hello, it's good to be back again. Today we have France versus Senegal. Today is going to be a mouth-watering match because obviously both two teams are very, very competitive guys. They don't take no for an answer. And so I expect a firework today between both teams, France versus Senegal. It's going to be an extraordinary match. And then we can see that both teams are going against each other. They're trying to make sure that they put their foot on the ground very early on the match. There's one thing I know for certain. There is no way Senegal is going to lay down and bow down for France today. Senegal is the champion of Africa. And so, from what I saw during the Nations Cup, during the Africans Cup, Senegal is not a team that panics. Senegal is not a team that is afraid of the fact that a team or the opponent has lots of stars in their team. No, they're not afraid. Mendy, Saliba. That's exactly what I expect from France. Every World Cup, France has always gone the distance. So I'm not going to expect anything less in this one. Kunde. Saliba. This where Dewey is an extraordinary player who grew into prominence through the teachings of Luis Enrique. You can see that France was pressing with the front two, Senegal. Exactly. Idrissa Gana Gueye. Senegal is not here to lose. That's one thing I can say. And if I'm going to predict this match, you know I'm not good in prediction. But if I'm going to predict this match, I think that it's going to be a tie. I just don't see how Senegal is going to roll over and how France to decimate them. No, that's not happening today. That's a good ball. Oh no, this might be a goal. Oh no, that's a good recovery there. Oh, excellent recovery from Upamecano. You know, Upamecano has had a lot of turbulent time in Bayern Munich. There was a time that I think there was a consideration from the club. They wanted to sell him. But ever since Vincent Kompany has been the manager of Bayern Munich, we've seen the resurgence of Upamecano. And obviously, the reason why some fans in Germany wanted him gone was because of some mistakes he made in the Champions League in the previous season. Well, every player makes mistakes. You can't judge players based on one or two mistakes they make. That's a good pass. Senegal blocked. Extraordinary. That's an offside call. And there you have the Bayern Munich player right there. I think he's back to Chelsea now. He was on loan to Bayern Munich. And obviously, there was a little bit of drama when he left Chelsea. It was very dramatic. He posted on social media showing his disinterest in staying at Chelsea. He probably thought the Bayern Munich was going to take him permanently. But unfortunately, a few months after, we heard in the news that Bayern Munich was never going to take him permanently. And so now there is no choice for Nicholas Jackson. I'm talking about Nicholas Jackson. That's a heavy touch. So there was no choice. There was no other choice for Nicholas Jackson other than for him to go back to Chelsea. And it's going to be very awkward, honestly, because if you've said your goodbye somewhere, you can't just go back and say, hey, I'm back again. No, that's not happening. It's going to be very awkward, but we'll see what happens. These guys are professionals, so they know how to relate and do their job even when you don't get along with each other. And I guess that's how it is in life. You don't have to agree with people, but you can get along with them just to keep the ball rolling. Idrissa Gana Gay. Idrissa Gana Gay plays for Everton. And that reminds me of there was an incident Idrissa Gana Gay had with one of his teammates when they were playing Manchester United. He fought his teammate, and I think he got a red card for that. Obviously, that helped Manchester United to win the game. That's what I call self-destruct. You fought your teammate. Because of that, you got a red card, and because of that, the opponent got an opportunity to beat your team. But I'm sure that's over now. He's probably learned his lesson. You don't fight at all, not even your teammate. Money. Senegal is trying to control the ball, the middle of the park. Felan Mendy. Felan Mendy is one of those players in which I'm never going to understand exactly what happened to his career. It was a shining light in Chelsea. And all of a sudden, it had to go. Sometimes Chelsea Football Club, they make some questionable decisions sometimes that you can't just wrap your head around it. It's interesting because the way they spend is extraordinary. It's as if they don't care how much they spend anyhow. There's a difference between you having money to spend, and spending anyhow on unnecessary players. So he was allowed to go. And then they got Anson's dead. I don't think they've had a good goalkeeper. Oh, that's a chance. Intercepted. Mbappe. The Real Madrid talisman. He's obviously not having the best of the time at Bernabeu. We'll see what happens now that Real Madrid has a new coach, an experienced coach for that matter. We'll see what happens with Mbappe. Mbappe is a player that has real talent. He's very talented. But I think there is one thing that lots of people are still, not sure about when it comes to Mbappe. I don't think Mbappe is a team player. He likes to be the star of the team. Here we go. Rabiot. Rabiot. Rabiot is a good player too, very strong. He knows how to hold the ball. That's a long kick. Oh, that's a mistake. And Mbappe's been released. Oh, that's too long. There is one thing you have to make sure you do when you're playing against Mbappe. Try not to give him the space behind your defense line. Because if he has that space, it's going to destroy you. He's so pacey. He has a lot of pace, in which if you give him space, it's going to destroy you. So you better not. And I wouldn't advise Senegal to play at high line against France because of Mbappe. I remember when Ten Hag was the coach of Manchester. Oh, that's a good term. Oh no, no. France, probate, intercepted, and now Senegal is trying to try again and see what happens. Upamecano, France. Then you have Saliba. Of course, Mikel Arteta has done a good job in developing Saliba and Gabriel. We saw Gabriel yesterday or the day before yesterday. He was extraordinary on the ball. And now we have Saliba. This is these are the shining light of Arsenal Football Club. Hernandez, Upamecano, and now this guy, his story amazes me. You should never think about where you are as if there is no hope for you. No matter what you're going through, your situation could change and you could have a better time. Olise, he plays for Crystal Palace before in England. But each time Crystal Palace plays in the Premier League, I think lots of people have always known that Olise is a good player. We can see this with the talent. But it just looks like the opportunity was not there. And then came Bayern Munich. They snapped them off. We played very well. And now we're hearing that is it Barcelona or Real Madrid who are willing to pay a huge sum of money for him. That just tells you that your story can change for the better overnight. You should never think too down on yourself. Olise. And now he's drifting to the midfield to, to come and help progress the ball. One thing I think I can see from France is France, they're doing lots of rotations. And it's very, very hard for you to know exactly who to mark. Oh, Macano, Kunde, Saliba. For the past 2 seasons, Saliba and Gabriel of Arsenal Football Club have been seen as the most, as the best defense partnership in the Premier League. And of course, if you're the best defender in the Premier League, there's a chance you're the best defender in the world. Rabiot. They trying to do it. France is trying to stretch Senegal. Oh no, there's a chance. Blocked. Look how far they've pushed Senegal back. I guess Senegal is not interested in how many of the ball that France has. All they are interested in is as long as France is not in a dangerous position in their half. They don't care how much of the ball France has. Idrissa Gana Gay. It's a true ball. Oh no, it's gone. Oh, that's too heavy. That was a good ball. It was too heavy for Ismail Assar. Ismail Assar, very good player. Well, he was running with Hernandez. Hernandez is not a slow player, so you're not going to have a good time. And of course, Salah too is a fast player. So you have two fast players trying to compete with each other. It's not going to be easy. Senegal is sort of played with a 4-4-2 out of possession. Mid block 4-4-2. They're not trying to press. So just keeping France at bay. As long as France is not dangerous. As long as France is not close to their box. They don't care how much ball that France has. But the problem with this kind of tactics is if you stay in that mid block and you allow France to control the ball, to stretch you from right to left, you're draining lots of energy. And if France, even though you're blocking the middle of the park and it's very difficult for France to penetrate your defense, the time might come in which France puts a corner into the box. And when it comes to corner kick, anything can happen. It's a goal kick. And until recent years, we don't take goal kicks like this. Well, I guess since players have been allowed in the keeper's box, different coaches and managers have taken advantage of that. And of course, what it does is it helps you to play the ball out of the back, especially if you are playing against a team that is pressing you high. Before now, no player was allowed in the box of the keeper. And so you can stand outside the box of the keeper. But when the rule was changed, players are now allowed to stand in the box of the goalkeeper with the keeper. I mean, the 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 players of that are in the same team with the goalkeeper, they're allowed to stay in the same box. And so when coaches saw that that rule was changed, they took advantage of it. And now, oh, intercepted. Oh no, Rabiot, Mbappe. Oh, I can say something here. This game is not going to be easy. Senegal is no pushover. No. There's a reason they are champions of Africa. And I still do believe, even though there was a lot of controversy about the AFCON final, I still, oh, there's a chance. Can he make it work? Oh, no. Upamecano is too strong for Ismail Assar. And I understand that some folks are not happy with how many France players are from Africa. And so they see this game as Africa versus Africa, but that's not right. I think all I think we, as human beings, I believe we've moved past counting nationality based on your skin color. No, even in the olden days, in ancient times, they really are fixated with such ideas. And so I would not see it as much as Africa versus Africa. No, still France versus Senegal. Hernandez, Saliba. France is not trying to play through the midfield because you can see lots of Senegalese players in the midfield creating a box shape. Wow. So it's impossible for France to play through the midfield. The Senegalese have crowded the midfield. So the option they are, oh, he's gone. Can he's gone. Oh no, there's a chance. Oh no. Oh, Nicholas Jackson hit the woodwork. Nicholas Jackson hit the woodwork. Oh, that chance was not the best of the chance, even though it was one on one. It was true to the keeper, but it was to the side, to the right side of the keeper. So it was a pretty difficult angle to score from. But he almost scored with his left foot, Nicholas Jackson. You know, when Nicholas Jackson was in the Premier League, when he was in Chelsea, he's still in Chelsea now anyway, because he's going to return back from loan. When you look at the statistics of Nicholas Jackson had lots of, uh, how will I describe it? He had lots of good chances on goal. The statistics showed that he was able to create something from nothing. So he had lots of that. I forgot the name we call it now. I can't remember it now. But he had lots of high scoring chances in the box. And these chances was created by himself. And so during those times in the Premier League, he had good quality. He was probably the only striker that had lots of opportunities in the box that should have been a goal, but was not a goal. And the statistics showed that those opportunities were created by himself. He created those opportunities from nothing. And I think that was the reason why some teams wanted to snap him off from Chelsea. But the problem with Nicholas Jackson is, even though he could create a chance from nothing, as you can see from what just happened, the problem of Nicholas Jackson is finishing. Oh, I'm sorry, but sometimes it feels like if you place Nicholas Jackson in front of an empty net, he'll probably not score. I'm sorry, but that's how it feels sometimes. You should probably, if you're a Chelsea fan, you know it can be very frustrating when your player has a one-on-one chance and could not score. Then it's just it's very frustrating. So if there's one thing that Nicholas Jackson has to work on, is his finishing. He has to work on his finishing to make sure that if he has a chance on goal, he takes it. I mean, those are the things that makes clubs, managers want to snap you off. Those are the things. And I feel sorry for Chelsea fans because when Nicholas Jackson is leading the line and you have a one-on-one situation, you already know that there's a chance this is not going in the back of the net. But you know what? I wouldn't mind him. Then, when Man United was looking for a striker, I was willing to take Nicholas Jackson in Manchester United. I was willing, even though that was not the best striker I wanted for us. I was willing to take him. I guess I have to make sure I refresh my screen here because yes, 2 days ago during the watch along here when they went on hydration break, I was expecting TSN to, you know, continue on the screen I was watching from for the game to continue. But that's not what happened. I was waiting until I just kind of figured out that, hey, why is this break taking so long? Then I kind of refreshed my computer here, and that was when I realized that the game had already begun. And so TSN, I didn't have a good time with TSN. And like I said, this is the first time that I'm actually watching a soccer match with an American broadcasting company. I've always subscribed to, European broadcasting company, even though I'm in North America. But I've always preferred, you know, those Europeans broadcasting channels. I hope TSN don't Niakate. TSN don't, you know, they, they don't disappoint again. Niakate. I like the story of this guy, even though he didn't have a good time in the Premier League. But when he was coming up from, I think, it was coming from a club in Germany. It was a good start. Lots of people, lots of clubs were looking to get him. But when he got to the Premiership, I think he was in Nottingham Forest in the Premier League. Is he still there now? I'm not sure. Dembele. And so, but he didn't have a good time in the Premier League. And I don't know why. Well, I shouldn't say I don't know why, because, oh, that's a yellow card at least. There's no card? Wow. That is an high boot. And then no yellow card. That's interesting. Chance. Senegal. Oh no. And you have Nicolas Hernandez. Oh no, that's that's a heavy touch. Senegal is no pushover. Here we go. And this is the 30th minute of the game. And this man too, his story is interesting to me. His career was riddled with injury. Wow, okay. Okay. Look at our senators. Hmm. Lots of teams nowadays, they play with two center backs. And they have their two wing backs or right backs, right backs and left back. They have them, you know, hugging the touchline. That's how they progress the ball these days. Almost all the teams that I've seen in this tournament, the way they play out from the back is they play with two center backs. Some play with three center backs, but most of them played with two center backs. And then you have the two wing backs, right wing backs or left wing back or whatever, right back or left back. You have them high up the pitch, stretching the back line. That way they can help to progress the ball and also they can help in the midfield. And when they lose the ball, they sort of come back to the defense and you sort of have a five defense formation. The one thing about soccer is this, there's always changes every few years. Managers to change their tactics. And it's as if these managers, they talk to each other. They sort of use similar tactics sometimes. Before Pep Guardiola came to the Premier League was basically, like the Serie A in terms of the style of play. But when Pep Guardiola came, he changed everything. And then you have players playing out from the back. That's Vieira. Vieira is in the house. And then you sort of have players playing out from the back and having rotations in and out of possession. And then you have all these, fancy terms we use in soccer today. All those things were brought in by Georgie Klopp, Pep Guardiola, and of course, you can trace it back to Johan Cruyff, Saliba, Rabiot. Rabiot, you know, I wanted him in my club, but there was one problem with Rabiot. Well, I wouldn't say problem. Everybody's different. Everybody's different. Everybody's situation is different. But it feels as if whenever a club wants to, buy Rabiot, his mom, sometimes that's what we've heard. It's an allegation. I don't know if it's true or not, but it's an allegation. We've been hearing that his mom is very difficult to deal with. And of course, in the past few years, we heard about the supposed fight in the French dressing room. And Rabiot was involved. That's an allegation as well. I don't know if it's true or not. So that tells you that the character of players matters. And obviously, I don't think anyone is beyond having one or two, you know, misbehavior. I've certainly myself, I've had situations in which I misbehaved. So there's nobody in this life who is clean. There's nobody who's a saint. But what matters is when you misbehave, try not to do it again. Try to be a better person. Mbappe, oh no, that was intercepted. Another thing that France is looking to do in this game, we can see just now. France is, of course, they're not relying on it. Well, if that opportunity comes, they take it. What they're trying to do is put the ball in the air, or put a ball in close to the keeper of the Senegalese. Not a ground ball, a high ball. And they know that when that happens, there's going to be a fight for the ball in the head. And if, by luck, the French gets the ball in that dangerous area, Senegal is in trouble. So basically, they're trying to paint. No, I wouldn't say the paint, but they're trying to use the second ball. If they put the ball towards the Senegalese goal, and the Senegalese, head the ball back, the French can get it and attack from there. And that was what almost happened just now. If Olise had snapped that ball, Mbappe is true. That would have been a goal. Senegal. Money. To me, this Senegalese team, they look very confident. And of course, when you're the champion of Africa, you will look confident. Even though there was lots of controversy over the final, I still don't think that if that final is played 10 times, Senegal will win 7 out of 10. You may disagree with me. That's okay. But that's my opinion. That's what I think. You can see everyone is trying to play out from the back. And it doesn't really matter. If soccer is not about, you know, what everybody is doing. No, just do your thing. You don't have to be a possession team. Everybody today wants to play out from the back. And that sometimes could cost them goals. And that has happened in this tournament. That was what happened to South Africa. South Africa in the first game was trying to play out from the back. And then you have Quindalone, the Mexican player. I don't know, maybe that's the right pronunciation for his name, but Quindalone, you know, he got the ball and that was the end of it. It was a goal. Senegal, true. Yeah, Saliba to the rescue. That's why you're one of the best defender in the world, Saliba. Mendy. Sorry, not Mendy. And now you have Mendy. At least that guy is a good captain. The Senegalese captain. Arsene Wenger. The Senegalese captain who played for Chelsea, uh, I think 2 seasons ago or so. I don't understand why Chelsea let him go. He was a good player. For some reason, oh my, that's a good one from Senegal. Oh, oh, that's it. Olise, look at that. That's dirty from Olise. And now the French is through. Oh no, oh, that's a poor ball from Kunde. But just look at what Olise did there. No wonder. Oh my, no wonder lots of teams want him. Wow, he's a good player. Uh, there's a Senegalese player on the floor now. Of course, if you're a Senegalese fan, you don't want to see your players on the ground, especially if that's one of the best you have, Ismail Assar. This is the 40th minute of the game. Ismail Assar is on the ground receiving treatment. Hopefully, this is not a serious problem. Well, the referee is pointing for Sa to leave the field. I understand that FIFA, before this tournament, they vowed or they promised, they planned that they'll do everything to stop teams from time wasting. And I think that's the reason why Ismail Assar was told to leave the pitch. The, I think the news I heard is that FIFA was going to crack down on time wasting. And so they were not going to take any nonsense from, sorry if that's the right word, from any player or team. I think that that decision was made because of all the dirty tactics that some teams used last season. They stay on the floor for sometimes 5 minutes. You know, They introduced lots of time wasting tactics, and now the French have a set piece. They have the Billy, the man himself, and Ulisse, who is going to take it. Obviously, the Senegalese, they have tall players, so I don't want to be too worried. Except their positioning is bad, then that might cost them a goal. Oh, Mbappe. You know, there's one thing for you to be a tall player. There's another thing for you to know where to stand. So you can score or you can defend against the opponent team. Yeah, I do understand that when it comes to set pieces, it's good for you to be tall because when you're tall, you can reach the ball quicker than the short man. But that's not always the case. We saw that between the Netherlands and Japan 2 days ago. When I was watching the game, I consistently was talking about how the Japanese were too short and they were never going to be able to have any positive or meaningful chance of scoring from a corner kick or a set piece, just because they were short players. And right in the middle of the game, I had my own word. I swallowed my own word. Because, you know, the Japanese, they scored through a corner kick and an headed goal. So it's not just about you being tall, it's about you being tall and knowing exactly where to stand so you can have contact with the ball. If you don't know as a player that you have to defend the front post, the back post, I don't care, you can be as tall as anything. You can be as tall as Goliath. You won't be able to win the ball or be of any positive influence. We have 6 minutes at a time, and if after the 45th minute, and of course, those 6 minutes probably came from a little bit of time wasted. And before now, we rarely saw 6 minutes at a time. In the past, what we were used to were, you know, 3 minutes, 2 minutes, 4 minutes, probably max of 4 minutes. Well, the past 2 seasons, we've seen 10. We've seen 12 in the Premier League. And so when I saw 6 just now, 6 meant nothing to me. If I had seen 6 10 years ago, I would be shocked that why are we having 6 minutes at a time? But not anymore. And now you have Dembele. Oh, he's not happy with himself because that pass was not the best one. That's a sign of a good player. When you're not satisfied with your job and you feel that you've disappointed your people, that's a sign of a good player. That's a sign of a good worker. That's a sign of someone who knows his job, who knows he needs to do better. He had the pass he played was not the best, and he was angry with himself. No wonder he was the best player He is the best player in the world. Usman Dembele. Earlier on in his career, he had lots of injury problems. Even when he was in Barcelona, when he was in Borussia Dortmund, he had lots of injury problems. But ever since he's been in PSG, I don't know what happened. Looks like Luis Enrique have given him an injection we don't understand because he's not had any injury since, I would say. Maybe he's had, but not as much as before. Oh, Kunde is up to the task. And then you have and 2.5 minutes to the end of the game in the first half. Saliba, too many. You see what France is doing? France is playing with two center backs. But then you have the defensive midfielder, Chumeni. He comes and drops into the middle of the two center backs to progress the ball. Chumeni is getting lots of attention from different clubs around the world this transfer break. And obviously, we understand that Chumeni had the controversial situation in Real Madrid dressing room. I think he had a fight with was it with Valverde, and before the end of last season, we were hearing rumors that Chumeni and Valverde were going to be sacked by the club. But obviously, that's not the case because even though some English club are trying to get Chumeni out of Real Madrid, just they want to take advantage of the situation. Because when you have a player who is unsettled in his club, and if that player is a good player, clubs we want to take advantage. Excuse me, clubs we want to take advantage of it and get the player out of the club. For Real Madrid president and uh, the leaders in Real Madrid, they've been saying no. Jumeni is staying in Real Madrid. Well, that could be true, and that could be a lie. You know, when the hierarchy of a club, when they have a player who they see as a problem player, or two players that they see as problem players. Excuse me. Oh, Zanaga! Oh no! Oh, that should have been at the back of the net. That should have been in the back of the net. Oh no! That was a clear chance to go. Ismail Assar. Oh no! I have to ask this question. What happened? Why did the French player allow that ball to bounce from his front, bounce away from his front? Huh. I have to watch that again. That's not good. And now you have the end of the first half. You know, that would have been a perfect ending to the first half. Senegal would have gone up, won against the French. But obviously, that was not the case. And so, like I was talking to you before, sometimes when they have problem players in their squad, and they know that the world knows that those players are problem players, and if it happens that those players are good players, and lots of clubs around the world are looking to get those players out of the club. The club that owns the player wants to do everything possible to appear as if there is no problem in the press. They don't want the media or the people to see that they are desperate to get rid of the player. Because obviously, if these clubs know that you're desperate to get rid of your player, then they're just gonna they're gonna offer you peanuts. And so they tell the press, hey, this problem happened with this player, but we're not willing to sell him. And I think that could be what Real Madrid is trying to do. Germany might still leave. Valverde might still leave. Probably Real Madrid is trying to show the people and show the press that they are not desperate to get rid of both of them or any of them. So that those clubs who really want to get those players can pay good money. And I'm going to tell you something. That's a very smart way of doing business. If you want to sell something to someone, and the person knows that you're desperate to get rid of that thing, they're not going to pay you good money. They're just going to try and pay you peanut because they know you're desperate to get rid of that thing anyway. And now we have lots of advertisement. They're trying to sell us different things. So far, this World Cup has been okay, but it's just getting started, so you can't really say too much or take note of too much yet. And this night, I think Argentina is playing tonight. I think it's tonight. Argentina. I wonder if Messi is gonna feature in his World Cup. Or maybe that the last World Cup was the last one. You know what? I'm just gonna check to see if Messi has any plans to feature in this coming World Cup. Or maybe he's included in the squad. Well, if Messi is Messi, if he wants to play, he's gonna get picked. Just like Ronaldo. Those guys, it's very difficult for you as a coach to coach those players because they're just big players. They're big players. There's only so much you can do. Yeah. Tonight we have Group J. Argentina, Algeria, Austria, and then you have Germany. I think straight out of what I can see here in Group J, Argentina is going to be the first, and I'm gonna pick Austria ahead of Algeria, even though it's very difficult for me to do that. Right, still in that Group J, I'm gonna pick Argentina as the first in that group, and I'm gonna pick Austria as a second. And the reason is the Austrian coach, Ralf Ragnick. I know this man has been disrespected, you know, especially in Europe. Well, I do believe he's a good coach. And we've seen the games that Austria played. They've been very good. And I'm not trying to, discredit Algeria for all the good things they've done in the game. They have good players. They have good coach. They have Maris. They have lots of good players. I do think because of the way Austria plays, because Austria plays the kind of soccer I can call chaotic soccer. The best team that can I give you an example that plays that kind of game is Liverpool. Very chaotic, heavy metal soccer. They can run for 90 minutes. And when you have a team who is willing to do that, you're going to have problems. A team who is willing to run for 90 minutes without getting tired, you're going to have problems against them. And then you have Group K. Sorry, you have group today's group high. Today is group high. And then you have France, you have Senegal, you have Iraq, and you have Norway. Erling Haaland, Norway. Hmm. I think France and Senegal are going to go through in this group high. And then if you go over to J, that's Argentina. I'm going to pick Argentina and Austria. Then if you go to Group K, you have Portugal, you have oh, what team is this? This is Congo Doctor, Democratic Republic of Congo, and then you have Uzbekistan, then you have Colombia. Huh, this is tough. Portugal is going to go. They're going to be the first in this group. That's my prediction. And then it's very tough. I don't know who to pick between the Democratic Republic of Congo, Uzbekistan. I think Uzbekistan is gonna drop out. I'm sorry. Now I'm gonna pick between Colombia and uh well, if I'm gonna Hmm, I think I'm gonna go with the Congo. Even though no, I'm not gonna choose the Congo because it's very difficult. Colombia have very good team. They have very good players. So it's gonna be very hard for you to choose, Congo over there. And then you have Group Hell. You have England. You have Croatia. You have Ghana. And then you have Panama. Huh. I think England is gonna go. And I think Croatia is gonna go. I'm sorry, Ghana. Ghana probably will not be able to make it on my book. On my book. That's my prediction. And of course, you have Group A, you have Mexico, you have Korea, you have Czech Republic, and then you have South Africa. South Africa is going back home. Uh, Mexico is going to go through. That's my prediction. And Korea is going to go through. Those are the two I'm going to pick. And well, they won their first two games anyway. Then Group B, you have Switzerland, you have Canada, you have Qatar, and you have Bosnia and Herzegovina. And of course, that group, everybody has a point apiece. But I do think right off the bat, Switzerland is going to go through. I don't trust Canada. I don't trust Canada. I should say Canada will go through, but power of midfielders. Canada already played Bosnia and Herzegovina, so Canada still has to play Switzerland and Qatar. I think Canada is going to beat Qatar, but they can't beat Switzerland. So if that happens, then that means Canada is going to have at least 3 points. They already have 1 point now. So if they beat Qatar, they'll have 3 points. But if they draw with Switzerland, they have 4 points. That could be enough. But are they going to be able to draw Switzerland? That's the problem. And what if Switzerland loses to Bosnia and Herzegovina? Then you have the problem. Okay, I'm going to refresh just to make sure that what happened yesterday doesn't happen again. Because by now, we should be getting closer to the start of the second half. If not, already in the second half. So just after the World Cup, it's just the beginning of this channel. We're going to be doing lots of watch along across different games, about watch alongs of different games all across the world. We're going to be doing the Premier League, La Liga, Bundesliga, lots of games in South America, in North America, MLS. We're going to be doing lots. And we'll be giving you news about soccer, transfer news, and we already have some news for you. I'm going to make a video about some news that, especially this period that you have lots of ingoings and outgoings in different clubs. So I'm going to be giving you those story as they break. And also some tactical videos as well. It's going to be fun. We're going to have fun. If you haven't liked and subscribed to this channel, this is a new channel. So help us, be the first, be one of the first members of this channel. Be the founding members of this channel. Because I tell you what, I think we're going to have a good time. And now the second half has started. What they say. Nicholas Jackson, who has been involved in lots of physical contacts, especially those ones that leads to players ending up on the ground. And of course, you have, you see, too many, again, dictating the game. Yeah. Too many is basically the one dictating the game. That used to be the spot of N'Golo Kante. Then you have the lineup of the French, Mike Maignan, Thiago Hernandez, Rabiot, Tchouameni. Oh no, the French, the dangerous area. That's a good one. Decide do it. Well, I've always known that about Decide do it. Decide do it is the kind of player that is willing to try his luck from far distance to see if he can hit the back of the net. It's a Troy for Senegal. The two center backs of Senegal. You have Koulibaly and Yakati. Koulibaly, like I was talking to you about him before, a good player. Then you have, oh, let's see, Hernandez. Hernandez has lots of speed, and I think he's trying to use that speed to his own advantage. Ulisse. And of course, the French are still trying to maintain the same tactics that they used in the first half. Magnion. Too many again. They're taking the game from the deep. He's offside. Yeah, I knew he was offside. Ulisse was offside, but he came from the from up. Oh, was he Ulisse? Oh no, Kunde. Oh, interesting. Kunde. This is exactly what I was talking to you about. You can see what Kunde is playing. Kunde, who is a defender, is playing on the shoulder of the opponent defender. Normally, that's madness because how can a defender who is meant to be in the front of his own goal, defending against the opposition, but now he's trying to play as a striker? That's exactly what I was telling you the other time. There's lots of rotation in this team. So it's very difficult for you to say, hey, this is where Rabiot is playing. This is where Mbappe is playing. This is where Olise is playing. No, there's always constant changes and constant movement. They're not rigid. When Olise vacated, when Kunde left his position at the back, someone would have filled in for him in that place. Idrissa Gana Gay, Nyakate, Batu Gay. You have in the Senegalese defensive midfield position, you have, I think, you have Camara sort of playing like that. Oh, and the French has a break. The French, they can test the keeper of the Senegal now. Okay, do it. Oh, Mbappe. Now the Senegalese are true. Oh no, that's a clean tackle from Saliba. Rabiot. Mendy. Diomande. And now the French. Oh no, that was the closest that the French just come in this game to open the scoring. Oh no, I tell you, there's one thing you can tell about the French. They have quality players. The French may be playing for 90 minutes, and it may seem as if they don't have any chance to win the game, and then they get a chance, and then they put it at the back of the net. Why am I saying that? The French team is full of quality players who could make something from nothing. And so when you are playing against them, you better be alert for 90 minutes. Because even if you're putting lots of pressures on them, they can give one chance and punish you. Why? Because they have good players. But thankfully, Mendy was up to the task. He rushed out of his own goal and it saved the day for Senegal. Idrissa Gana Gueye. The midfield of Senegal has two Gueye. So, oh, that's a good strike. At least they should have looped the ball a little bit, even though it's easier to say when I'm not on the field. But at least from a spectator perspective, that's what I think you should have done. Loop the ball a little bit because you would expect the keeper to come rushing out. So then loop the ball. Oh, Senegal is through. Oh no. These are good chances that Nicholas Jackson should have at least tested the keeper. I'm not asking too much from Jackson. If Jackson is not going to score, well, at least test the keeper. Oh no! You see, the French have so far been the second best in the midfield battle ever since the start of this game. And then the Senegalese again. Oh no! Oh, oh, wow! They keep getting these close calls. Saliba. And then you have Hernandez trying to get the ball off the pitch. Oh, sorry, decided to do it. Then you have Dembele. They once the Senegalese, once they have the ball, they want to transition pretty quickly from back to front. And then the French. Oh no. Oh, that's a good save from Ferland Mendy. That ball should have been in the back of the net. Unfortunately, Senegal, I hope that's not just the beginning. Unfortunately for France, Ferland Mendy saved the glory for them. This is a warning sign to Senegal. It's a warning sign, a warning bell ringing for the Senegalese. Tighten up your defense. Oh, you're getting invaded. Saliba. wrap it up. It's a diagonal. Oh, Mbappe is gone. Ooh, that was a clean tackle. Oh man. Oh man. The referee says it's a clean tackle. Well, to be honest with you, from what I can see, it's a clean tackle. But I think the VAR gonna check it. But from what I can see from here, it's a clean one. It's a clean one. Oh no, it's a clean one. I'm gonna look at it again. Oh, oh, that doesn't look so clean to me. No, that doesn't look so clean to me. But I think Mbappe too probably jumped a little bit. Oh, if this goes to VAR, they might give it a France. Well, if I was a referee, I would not. And I think that was the first decision that the referee took. But we'll see what happens. I think the VAR, they're checking it now. There's a chance they would give this as a penalty because there was a contact and it was a late contact. Yeah. I think that's exactly what Mbappe has been looking for. I'm sorry. Mbappe seems to like penalties. A lot of penalties. Kylian Mbappe. Well, I do see why they would want a penalty. They're still checking possible penalty of France. And now the referee has been called to the monitor to check. And I'll tell you what, once that happens, there's a chance this is a penalty. When the VAR calls the home field referee to come and have a look at the monitor, there's a chance that that is going to be an awarded penalty. I wouldn't be surprised if it's a penalty because the referee has been called to the monitor. Yeah, and from what I can see, there's a contact in the box. Well, was it enough? That's what we will find out now. I think he's going to give it. Okay. Now he's talking. I think it's a penalty. It is a penalty. Yeah. Oh, no penalty. Wow. Okay. No penalty. Wow. You know what? There's a little bit of maybe a little bit of contact, but like I said, it's not enough. And Mbappe jumped as well. And you could argue that Mbappe got to the ball first. So in that way, you could argue that you have a penalty. But I guess I knew it was not sufficient. If I was a referee, I wouldn't give it. And that was the first decision the referee took, and he stuck with it with his decision. There was no penalty. And now the referee has to, the referee on the sidelines have to explain to Didier Deschamps, the coach of the French. He's not happy, obviously. And you know you have the opportunity to score from the spot, and it was not given to you, you would not be happy. When the 62nd, in the 62nd minute of the game, Senegal trying to get up the pitch. Get it. Get it. So that's the ball wide. Oh, that's a failure in communication between the two Senegalese players. Now the ball is out of play. And this is the referee view. The referee was able to see it very clearly. And even though I'm not in the field, I could see here that it was contact, but I don't think it was sufficient to be awarded as a penalty. So that's a risky game from the French. But now they made it work. Elise turns, keeps going forward. Oh no, let's go! Oh no, Kylian Mbappe. Oh no. Oh, that was a good ball from Michael Elise. Wow. Oh, that's a heavy touch from Mbappe. Wow. And now the Senegalese. Oh, okay. That's a good ball by Saliba. Saliba Hernandez. And that is to this ground and prevented the Senegalese striker from having any meaningful impact in the front of goal. Mike Manyan. Kunde keeps going forward. Kunde. The French, from what I can see, they don't really understand how to play the Senegalese. There's this tactics they've been using from the start of the game, and it's not working. If I was a coach, I would think about something else. And now the French, they have a chance. Rabia blocked. Oh, that was Hernandez. It was blocked. That was a blocked effort. Do it. Mbappe. Poor communication. Kunde. Oh, don't touch me, says Olise. Oh, there's a chance there, and it's a goal. And it's a goal by Kylian Mbappe. Oh no, that's an extraordinary goal. That is an extraordinary goal. Just look at how he was able to come out of the from nowhere. Just look at how Mbappe was going to come out, was able to just slice the Senegalese defense. If I was playing PlayStation or Xbox, to make that happen, to do exactly what Mbappe did, I would press true pass, because true pass moves the player to run through the defensive line or the triangle. I'll press that, and the player moves through the defense, and then I can score. That's exactly what Mbappe did. If you play FIFA, you know what I'm talking about. You press triangle, and then the player goes through the defense, makes a run, and uh, and then it's one. So the French and 0 to Senegal. I'm still trying to get my screen. I'm trying to get it automated so that I can focus on talking throughout the game without having to update the match statistics. So I'm trying to make sure it's automatic. Once I come online, everything is ready. It's updating by itself, the possession, the shards. Oh no, that's an offside. But that was a quick response from Senegal. Oh no. Oh, look at that goal from Nicholas Jackson. That was ridiculous, if that's the right term. Just look at that. Oh, he's offside. He's offside. He's offside. Oh, that was in the roof of the net. Wow, that's offside. I don't think they're gonna check this one. No, they won't check this one. Once the hydration break, they're trying to drink something again, which is good. I think the hydration break is after every 20 minutes, also, at least 20 minutes, which is good. Wow, that would have been so perfect. That would have been a quick response from Senegal. I still do think this game ends in a tie. I'm not always correct, but I do think Senegal will not go down without fighting. That's how Senegal. That's how these players are built. They don't go. They don't go down without fighting. So I can see. I can see in the comment section. I can see lots of people who play FIFA like me. Yeah, I like FIFA. I play FIFA. I used to play, and I love playing weekend leagues. Champ. There's a weekend championship. We'll see what happens in this game, but I still do think it's going to be a tie because Senegal is not going down without firing. And then this is hydration break, and I do think this is very important for players, especially because we've seen so many collapse on the field in recent years. So it's important that the footballing or soccer organization they take the health of these players very important. You have to look after them. You have to make sure that that you create a perfect environment for them not to fall sick, not to you know not for their body to succumb to any you know negative thing. So it's good for them to have hydration breaks. I think that should be the standard, especially in countries where during the summer and in countries where they have warm weather all through the year. And then when the summer, the second minutes, then you have a corner kick. We'll see if Senegal can take advantage of this corner kick. Well, you can see a little bit of pushing in the box. Mike Mania trying to push. Tremaine and Nicholas Jackson fighting each other. Tremaine is trying to prevent Nicholas Jackson from the keeper. Because obviously, I think what Nicholas Jackson was trying to do was exactly the reason why, even though has now won the league, but if there's anything that would have made me now want them to win the league, it would have been because of the dirty tactics they were using. And that's exactly what Nicholas Jackson was trying to do. And this is the tactics. As a striker, you have to stay in front of the opposition goalkeeper and try and cover his view so that he won't see the crossing, the cross, the cross of the ball that is coming towards him. And we saw Hasna use it a lot. They stay close to the opposition keeper. They push the keeper. They manhandle the keeper. They do everything personally just to score a goal, which I didn't find attractive at all. But of course, Nicholas Jackson couldn't do it because it wasn't stronger than Trumani. Now you have the French with a chance to put the ball in the box. Kunde, Mbappe, blocked by two players. And Senegalese have a chance to break. Oh no, that's a card. If I was a referee of a Meccano, if you get a warning. Then you have Senegal trying to make changes now in the 74th minute. Ismail Assar is coming out for the Senegalese. He's had a good time on the pitch. Then you have Kamara coming in. Then you have Mbaye. Mbaye and Diarra. Kamara out. Mbaye in. Diarra in. So you have Kamara and Ismail Assar. Both of them are out. Then you have Mbaye and Diarra. 75th minute, France 1, Senegal 0. If this game finishes this way, then Senegal have to win their second game to have a hope of qualifying for the second round. Then Billy releasing Mbappe. And then Mbappe, that's a good recovery run. Wow. Just don't give Mbappe the space to run. Don't give him. If you give him the space to run, he'll punish you. If you give Rashford the space to run, he'll punish you. When Thierry Henry was still playing, if you give Thierry Henry a space to run, he'll punish you. Mbappe on the floor. Well, Diarra, who just came in, is not a soft player from what I can see. He manhandled Kylian Mbappe. He took the ball from Mbappe and made it look easy to do. And then you have the set piece opportunity for the French. Olise is to take it. The ball into the box. The Senegalese have a chance to break. That seems to be the only opportunity for the Senegalese to score today. They have to be able to break, to transition from their box and to go score a goal in the opponent box. Because from what we can see here, the French are completely in control of the ball. They're moving the ball from right to left. And the Senegalese are making it easy for them because they're not pressing high and they're sort of playing the mid block. And when you do that, you're going to concede lots of possession. And if care is not taken, you concede a goal. Senegal. And they cross into the box. Nicholas Jackson could not make a good contact of the ball. He was onside, though. Wow. He actually touched the ball, but it was not a good touch. Of Dembele. The time of Dembele on the pitch today is over. You have Bakula, another player that has been developed by Luis Enrique. Bakula. And obviously we'll see where Bakula is going to play now. He's probably going to slot in into the position that Ousmane Dembele was playing in before he left the field. So I probably think it's going to be a like-for-like substitution. Because obviously nothing has changed from the shape that the French started the game with. Germany is still controlling the game from, that's a foul. Oh, that's not a foul, that's a throw-in. And then the French have the ball now. What can they do? Police. A chance for Bacola. That was not good. He lost the ball. Idrissa Gana Gueye. You can see the Senegalese as well. They have their wing backs all talked out now. They're off. They are Kate. They're off. Walise. And now the French. Rabiot. Rabiot still moving. Mbappe. He's gone. He's gone. Oh no, that's a goal. Bacola. Bacola. It's a goal by Bacola. Oh, this is exactly what I was talking about. These players are extraordinary. You could play France for 90 minutes. You could contain France for 90 minutes. You could defend against the French for 90 minutes. But if they get a chance, they could punish you. Why? Because they have good quality players. And that's exactly what we've seen. Mbappe moved and sliced the defense of the Senegalese in the first goal. And now look at Bacola. Wow. He almost looks as if Bacola ran the defense ragged with no confrontation from the defense of the Senegalese. I think the problem is the Senegalese pushed their defensive line too forward. They were playing high line, or maybe not high line, but the defensive line was too high for my liking. And you can't do that against players like Bacola and Mbappe. Wow. That's another brilliant substitution from Didier Deschamps. Didier Deschamps has been the French coach for many years now. No wonder he keeps getting the job every time. He knows his job pretty well. But I'm hearing news that this might be his last World Cup with the French. We'll see. And if that's the case, then there's a chance that Zinedine Zidane will be the new coach of France. It's a rumor. Well, there's a chance that's going to happen. Now the French sort of line up in 4-4-2. Well, they don't have to worry too much about defending because this is the 83rd minute. Then there's only a few minutes to go and you're leading by 2-0. Then you have the Senegalese. They've made some substitution. Diaye is off. So then they're trying to get in some fresh legs. Let's see if that could save the day today. I think it's too late. My prediction is wrong again. Maybe I shouldn't predict again because my predictions have not been good so far in this World Cup. Who knows? Maybe I'm going to predict the final and it's going to come to pass. Maybe the reason why I'm getting it wrong now is so I can predict the final right. And then, oh no, Bacola again. Under the box, that's his chance. Olise, Mbappe. Oh, Didier Deschamps seems to have figured out a weakness on the right side of the Senegalese defense. And obviously you have the right back of the Senegalese team, Diatta. Didier Deschamps seems to have figured out a weakness on that right side of the Senegalese defense. Because obviously Mbappe ran out of that side when he's called. And now Bacola, that is very close to where Bacola came from. So those two goals actually came from closer between the middle and the right side of the Senegalese defense. So there's obviously a weakness in that sport. If I was a coach of the Senegalese team, I would know by now that looks like I've been figured out and I have to adjust, or else this game might have a 3-goal difference. Oh, there you have the Manchester City player, Shiki, is coming in for decide do it. Decide do it it's been silent today. Dewey has been silent today. So we'll see if Shaky can dance a little bit before this game ends. If you know Shaky, you know the way he plays. He likes to dribble a lot. So maybe Shaky is going to dance for us before the game ends today. He likes to dance on the ball. Rabiot. Saliba. Hernandez. Then you have Bacola. And then Bacola is off again. It's gonna, oh no, he's off. Oh. I'm hearing news that Hasna Football Club wants to buy Bacola. I don't know how true that is, but it looks like Hasna wants to buy Bacola. And then you have the Senegalese substitution. Idrissa Gana Gueye is off. And then you have Cease coming in for Gay. Oh, that was almost a misplaced pass from the Akate. Well, Senegal is going to lose this game, but it's certainly not humiliation. No, they were defeated. Well, certainly not humiliation. Even though I wasn't expecting a two-goal difference, but that's what we got. And I think that is down to the quality of the players. And now we have to, you see, look at that. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. How do you allow that? I mean, Bakola just sliced the defense. And obviously, he came running from the right side as well. Well, he sliced the defense. But it's too late for Senegal to do anything meaningful today. That's the 88th minute. Oh, and he's off. But blocked. It was blocked by Kundi. I haven't seen too much of Mane today. Mane has been silent. Mane has been very silent in this game. I guess the French know exactly how dangerous Mane could be, and so they figured out how to stop it. And I think they've succeeded in doing that. And the French can break now. But the Senegalese would not allow that. We're going to see the addition, the additional time that we're going to see these players on the field today. They had their time. I'm guessing it's going to be, oh, it's 8 minutes. Wow. How did that happen? There was no player on the floor today, really. Wow. You see, I don't know how that 8 minutes came about because the second half, the ball has been in play for most of the second half. Can Senegal score at least one goal? In competitions like this, if you score a goal, even though you lose, it's still better because it helps you with goal difference. And that could be what determines if you qualify or not. Shaky, and now Shaky is going to dance. Let's dance. Oh no, Shaky could not dance. His dancing shoes is not here. He forgot his dancing shoes at home. Now Senegal can break. Mbaye. Gate. That's the second gate. Mbaye. Diata. Oh, Olise has the ball now. The French, oh, that's a pull. That's a pull. A pull on Olise. And then the French have the opportunity to make this three. They're certainly not satisfied with two. They could make it three. Now, it's sort of like the French. They just wanna enjoy their soccer before the game is over. And then you have Gareth Bale, a former Tottenham and Real Madrid player. He's here today. Bacola. Senegal is still fighting for the ball. They are doing everything possible to see if they could reduce the deficit. I think it's little too late. It's little too late to win, but it's not little too late to score a goal. At this point, if I was a Senegalese, I would be putting lots of crosses into the box. Especially, that's what you do at this time of the game. You don't play grand passes, trying to play possession football and score. No, it's too late for that. Put the ball into the box and hope that you can make it work. Checky. Now, can he dance? No. Too many. Oh, at least they is probably not even willing to chase that ball because why do I have to waste my energy when the game is almost over? Except if he's goal thirsty. Now the Senegalese have the chance. Can they make this walk? Mbaye. Oh no. That's a good one. Oh, that's a goal. That's a goal. That's a good goal from the Senegalese. Oh no, they reduced the deficit. That's exactly what I was talking about. That's the kind of response that I wanted from them. Oh no, that's a good step over. Oh my word. He left Saliba on the floor. Was this Saliba? Who was that defender? That was mesmerized. Oh, it was. Oh no. That was a very filthy step over. Even Didier Deschamps is not happy. Oh, oh. And you know what? This just tells me that there's a chance that Senegal is probably going to be the second from that group. Mbaye, the 95th minute. Oh, oh no. Oh no, what is happening today? It's 3-1. Mbappe from distance. This is incredible. This is incredible. Oh my, what's going on in this game? Are we watching this? Are we in the cinema? Is this real? Are we dreaming? I don't understand exactly what's going on. Look at that game. Mbappe from distance. This is extraordinary. No wonder this is one of the best players in the world we have today. But I must be honest with you, I think I have to blame Felan Mendy. Why would you allow that ball to score, Mendy? Oh no. Felan Mendy. Why? Oh. Oh. This is exactly why the French are French. This is exactly why they've been in the semifinal for at least the last two World Cups. You should never, never give them any breathing space. And that's exactly what happens. That's the quality of the players. Mbappe, Mbaye, Mbaye in the 95th minute, Mbappe in the 96th minute. Wow. That's a battle of the Mba. Mbaye, Mbappe. Incredible. Then you have the Senegalese trying to save face, I would say. And they shouldn't have allowed that goal to go in. It's unfortunate. And now they have a chance. Can Mbappe make this work? No. And the game is almost over. Mbappe is on the floor. And Senegal. The advantage of that goal has been erased by the French. Mbappe is still on the floor, but the game is probably over now. The referee is probably going to blow the whistle. Wow, no, that shouldn't have been a goal. Ferland Mendy, that Senegalese keeper. Oh my. Oh, oh no, 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 no. That shouldn't have happened. That shouldn't have happened. Oh, that's a poor ball from Rabiot. Senegal can make it work. Oh, oh, it's a goal. Oh no, it's not a goal. It's not a goal. Oh, this will have been so dramatic today. I'm sorry I haven't updated the goal, but this will have been so dramatic today. Wow. This will have been dramatic. Wow. This is extraordinary. It will have been a dramatic game today. It was been a dramatic game today. I think the game is over. The game is over. I'm still trying to fix all this, how this my setup, just to make sure that I can focus on the game and having conversations with you while the computer does the updates themselves. I don't have to be the one doing them manually. So we're trying to, this is a new channel, so we're trying to fix all these things little by little. And I want to thank you very much for sticking with us. And if you've been watching for a while, or even if you watch for a few minutes, thank you very much. Thank you for coming. I will update the channel and let you know the watch along we're going to do next. Probably not today again. We probably won't do the Argentina game today. Well, tomorrow, we're looking at doing two games tomorrow. We'll see. I'll post it and then we can have a good time tomorrow. Thank you very much, and I will see you.